Hello everyone, welcome you all to the Achievers Adda. So guys, those who are preparing for UGC NET or various state set examination of the paper 1 and paper 2 commerce, you can just subscribe to this channel Achievers Adda and do join in our telegram group and various social media platforms. All the links are available in the description. And do follow me in the Academy Learning app also, where you will be getting free live session on daily basis. So daily at 5 p.m. we are having the free live session at an Academy platform, guys, where I'll be discussing the previous year questions of a paper 1 with a proper explanation I'll be discussing. So you can get a benefit out of it by attending the live sessions daily at 5 p.m. in an Academy platform. All the updates will be given in the Telegram group. And presently the communication previous year questions are being discussed daily at 5 p.m. So you can join into the live at 5 p.m. Every day. And if you are aiming to crack the UGC NET JRF for the December 2023 examination, complete courses for the paper 1 and paper 2 commerce, all the 10 units with a proper chart wise presentation will be available at Unacademy Plus and Iconic subscription plans. So here daily at a 7 p.m. my plus course is going on for the paper 1. Complete total 10 units you can see over here. So all will be available and all the PDFs also will be there. And one subscription will give you the paper 1 and paper 2, not only commerce, paper 2, other subjects, other educator will be available to access. So you can just take the single subscription and you can watch all the educator classes and their PDF material and mock test series. Everything will be under one roof. So use the invite code. These are the total 10 units of the commerce where I have covered all the 10 units and I'll be covering in the live sessions also, and notes in a chart wise presentation also available. So you can just use my invite code Shiva Live to unlock the maximum percentage of discount in Unacademy Plus and Iconic subscription as per the Unacademy offering. Shiva Live is an invite code. You need to enter as a discount coupon code to unlock the free live session and to unlock the maximum discount. And this is the plus subscription total schedule, detailed schedule of the entire batch course, presently ongoing batch course. And you can watch my recorded class also, live also. Everything is accessible to all. Right? Now let's get into the today's session without late. Option C, normal goods. Option C, normal goods. Not an exception to the law of demand. Not an exception to the law of demand is a normal good. So here, Veblen goods, Giffen goods, exception of further price increasing. This is stock market prices. These three are exceptions. Normal good is not an exception. Veblen goods are status goods. Giffen goods, exception of further price in future. So these are the three exception in this question. There are other exceptions also, but in this question I am saying. So next, answer for this question. Option D is a given answer, that is normal profit, which is C. Normal profit, which is C. Least amount of profit needed for the survival, which is normal profit. Economic profit is an A, which is A. Remaining surplus left after deducting total cost from total revenue. Total cost from total revenue. So total cost total revenue minus total cost. Total cost include implicit cost and explicit cost. Both costs will be involved. And accounting profit is on B, which is net income of a company earned during a particular accounting year. Here some expenditure will be removed and some expenditure will not be removed, which is allowed as per the accounting year. Next. So option D is a correct answer, which is A and R are both correct and R is the right explanation. As the proportion of one variable factor in combination with a fixed factor is increased, after a point of marginal product will diminish. So obviously here one variable factor in combination with a fixed factor is increased. One variable in combination with a one fixed factor. So when it is increasing in this way, marginal productivity will come down, and beyond the level of optimum combination input, this happen. Optimum combination means which will give the optimum output. That is a proper input and proper output will be there now. So beyond that only this usually happen, because this is a except unless until it is required, we will not make those type of changes. Okay, nice. Option B and C is a correct answer. That is not a characteristics of perfect competitive market. That is small number of buyers, which is wrong, and products are heterogeneous, which is wrong, because products are going to be homogeneous in nature. Products are going to be homogeneous in nature and it is heterogeneous is given, which is wrong. Next. Penetration pricing strategy is appropriate when? So option C is the correct answer, that is price elasticity of demand in the market is highly elastic in nature. Price elasticity of a demand in the market is highly elastic in nature. Penetration pricing strategy is appropriate when price elasticity of a demand in the market is highly elastic in nature. Penetration means initially low, initially it will be low, later it will be high. Later it will be high. That is what penetrating market. So this will happen when the price elasticity of demand is highly elastic in nature, which is more than 1 usually. The change in price is going to be more than change in demand. Highly elastic means more than 1, inelastic means less than 1. Perfectly elastic means to grab the market share. Perfectly elastic means which is infinity. Perfectly inelastic means which is 0, right? 0. Skimming highly inelastic, correct, Rowdy. Option B is the correct answer, that is 4321. Increasing marginal opportunity cost, which is fourth one. Ratio of price of two goods, which is third one. Budget line ratio, which is price of X and price of Y. And diminishing marginal rate of substitution is and second, which is indifference curve, DMRTS. And constant marginal utility of money is an cardinal utility analysis. Constant, because this is one of the assumption of the cardinal utility analysis. Rationality, limited resources of money, maximization of satisfaction, utility is cardinally measurable, diminishing marginal utility of money is constant, utility is additive in nature, which is getting added always. So option C is the correct answer. C is the correct answer, which is business economics is a science, yes, and business economics is interdisciplinary in nature. Interdisciplinary in nature is given as an correct because economics is interconnected with the commerce. Economics is also interconnected with the finance. Economics is also interconnected with the many of the other things, like you can take banking, you can take HR also. Many of the things are interconnected to business economics. Marketing also, correct, marketing also. So normally demand curve is slope downwards. This is bacha wala question, downward slope curve. So it is demand curve is the downward slope as it is inverse relationship. Who propounded the concept of consumer surplus? Option C is the correct answer, Alfred Marshall, who propounded the concept of consumer surplus, was given by the Alfred Marshall only. Here consumer surplus means excess of the price which a consumer would be willing to pay rather than go without thing over that which is actually does pay. Entire this meaning is that consumer surplus equal to what consumer is ready to pay. If I am ready to pay minus what he actually paying. My willingness or my ability to pay. My ability to pay minus what actually paying is called as an consumer surplus. My ability to pay and my actual payment. Short-term average cost curves is also known as plant curve, tree curve, U-shaped curve, envelope curve. Short term, not long term. Option A is the given answer, plant curve, because this These are there now. These are all are short term curves, and big one is a long one. Long one is a envelope curve as well as U-shaped curve and tree curve, but a short run is also known as plant curve. It is plant curve. Types of production function. All are production function types only. Leontief production function, constant elasticity substitution, Cobb-Douglas production function. All three are comes under the production function types only. Which of the following are the objectives of financial management? Average cost is U-shaped. Even marginal cost also. Option C, profit and wealth both are comes under the objectives of financial management. Not a short-term debt that can be sold in money market. Option D is the correct answer, none of the above. Not a short-term debt that can be sold in money market. Which of the following is not a short-term debt that can be sold? Because these TBs and CDs and CPs, all treasury bills, certificate deposit, commercial papers, all are short-term instrument, money market instrument only. Whereas remaining not a short-term means long-term or equity, securities, those are comes under the long-term. Liquidity risk, financial risk, exchange risk and default risk. So option C is a given answer. Why C? Liquidity risk is related to fourth one, refers to the inability of the firm to meet its financial obligation due to non-availability of a ready cash. So that is liquidity, because liquidity means cash in hand must be there. That is a risk if cash in hand is not there. Financial risk is a third one. Financial risk is a third one, refers to the firm's inability to pay its dues towards the creditors. Inability to pay its dues towards the creditor is an financial risk. And third one is an exchange risk. Exchange risk is a second one, which is to the possibility of adverse effect on firm asset and liabilities due to interest rate, which is exchange risk. And default risk is a one. Chance that firm will be unable to recover its dues from its debtors. Unable to recover its dues from the debtors is called as a default risk. NPA, non-performing assets. CAPM model. Interesting. Option B, which is risk-free rate of return plus market risk minus risk-free rate of return into beta, which is a risk coefficient. Next, last 4 questions, capital structure theories and matching. Conceptual question. So option C is a given answer, that is 2143. The net income approach is the second one, which is declining weighted average cost of capital, means cost of capital will decline in this, which is net income, relevant approach. And net operating income is an net operating income, which is B1. Net operating income is an market value of the firm not affected by the changes, irrelevant approach. This is irrelevant approach. The Modi-Gilani-Miller is also irrelevant approach, which is the fourth one. Value of the firm depends on the earnings and risk of asset rather than the way assets have been financed. So it is earnings and risk both are involved in the Modi-Gilani-Miller M and M approach. Right. Next, the pecking order theory. Pecking order theory, which is a third one. This is sequence of financing. Sequence. First retained earnings. Second one will be debt. Third one will be primary, will be equity. With asymmetrical information, it will follow. Next. Not based on the time value of money, capital budgeting technique. Yes, net income traditional are relevant and operating income and remaining Modi-Gilani are irrelevant. So not based on the time value of money is B, which is payback period method not based on time value of money, average rate of return also not based on time value of money. NPV and IRR based on time value of money. EOQ for inventory management was replicated to cash management. The C can be calculated as follows. Correct, Mohini Indolia. That is answer is correct. Maris and Maljaf. Please read the option. I will explain the answer rather. So here option, C they are asking na. Here 2 into annual cash requirement into cost per transaction divided by opportunity cost of holding the cash. Option A should be the correct answer. 2 into annual cash requirement into carrying cost, that is cost per transaction divided by opportunity cost of holding. Oh, under root it will be. That is what A option. Next. The degree to which the value of future cash transaction can be affected by exchange rate fluctuations is also known as, is referred to as. Answer will be option B, transaction exposure, because cash transaction can be affected by the exchange rate fluctuation reason, transaction exposure only. So the transaction exposure is an exposure, risk of loss from a change in exchange rate is called as an transaction exposure. And here translation exposure is accounting exposure, which stems from the need to convert the financial statement of foreign operation from a foreign currencies to domestic currency, means translation. Suppose if we have done the foreign exchange transaction, that currency we have to convert into Indian currency to have the uniformity of currency while preparing a financial statement is a translation exposure. Transaction is a risk of loss from fluctuation in the exchange rate. Last and final question. The process of arbitrage applied to a foreign exchange and international money markets takes 3 common forms which are listed below, except local arbitrage, triangular arbitrage, and direct arbitrage, covered interest arbitrage. So option C is the correct answer, direct arbitrage. Hello? Okay. Option C is the correct answer, direct arbitrage. Applied to foreign exchange international money market takes 3 forms of 3 common forms except. So in the international arbitrage, locational arbitrage, triangular arbitrage, and covered interest arbitrage will be there. This direct arbitrage will happen in domestic market, not in international market. Domestic arbitrage and not in international arbitrages. International money market, 3 things will be there. Locational, triangular, and covered interest rate arbitrage, 3 things will be there. Thank you so much, guys.